I've been a blacksmith armorer for over 30 years. Pirates of the Caribbean, Zorro, Blade. I've created weapons for over 200 feature films. This is Man-at-Arms. I really like this one. This was a fun build. When it comes to He-Man, I wasn't a huge fan of Prince Adam and Cringer, but when it came to He-Man and Battle Cat, oh yeah. For He-Man's sword, I'm actually going to forge it out. I can only have a 4-inch wide bar of steel that is 5160 spring steel. I need to get about 5 inches wide. So I'm blanking it out on the bandsaw and widen the edges of the bevels by forging it under the power hammer. I have milled out the hilt for He-Man's sword out of a solid block of aluminum just to keep the weight down. This aluminum is the same aluminum that's used on landing gear for airplanes, so I would say it'd be strong enough for a hilt for a sword. If I'd cast it in bronze or machined it out of a block of steel, even I wouldn't be able to carry it. My forge is open on both ends. Because this blade is so long, I had to work about a foot at a time all the way through it. The actual areas that I'll be grinding in on the blade are thinned out under the power hammer, and it widens the blade to the thickness I want. Some of the larger blades are more difficult to work on. It does require more hand strength and body strength to manipulate it either by hand or under the power hammer. This is an exceptionally large blade, so it was a bit of wrestling. Setting up the hilt in the vertical milling machine to mill a really deep slot all the way through there. I have over 6 inches of milling to go through. This is probably going to take close to an hour. Milling through this big block of aluminum is really tedious work, but it's necessary to make the He-Man sword look right. I've got the rough forged blade on the belt grinder. I'm truing everything back up to the pattern that I'd made earlier and starting to grind the edges. I'm putting a 10-inch hollow grind on this. The hollow grind gives me a little bit thinner edge and a little bit lighter blade. Because it's such a big blade, I want to remove as much material as possible, but still leave the strength on it. I'm grinding this out of aluminum because it's lighter weight. If I ground it out of steel, it would take a lot longer to grind and be much heavier. I'm cleaning up the inside views of this hilt. This is on a slack belt, so I'm just using the belt between the two contact wheels to kind of smooth out the inner surfaces. This is a preliminary fit. It's not a perfect fit yet. I have to file everything together and just refine everything until it's a tight fit. I forged down an aluminum tube to an oval on one end. I also weld in a little plate on the oval side so it matches the tank configuration. This is electric heat treating oven. It's at 1526 degrees. It was up to 1550 degrees. I take it out of there and quench it in oil to harden the blade. This is a 36-inch long blade with about a 10-inch tang on it, and my roofs are only about 9 feet tall, so trying to reach up and put it into a cylinder filled with oil is a little awkward. Most of my day job consists of making aluminum swords for stuntmen for props. This is not a prop sword. This is a properly heat-treated, high-performance steel blade that would shear through anything. Skeletor doesn't stand a chance. Thanks for watching Man-at-Arms. Be sure to subscribe. Tell me in the comments what weapon you'd like to see next.